Hey, what's up everybody? William here with the ARFCOM YouTube channel. So I want to do the installation of a Midwest universal style handguard on an AK. So take a look at the packaging here real quick. Gen 2 universal AK-47/74 handguard, M-LOK compatible. So it says right here, fits most AK-47/74s and variants, stamped and milled. In just a second, we'll get to why that's true and why it's still a pretty snug handguard. At least it should be when I'm done. I went ahead and took the liberty of disassembling my 74 here. It's a Bulgarian AK-74 on a Nodak receiver. So that square part in the front right there, that's what accepts this like anti-rotation block. So really all you have to do is grind or sand the edges of this down so that it fits sideways in the front of the receiver there, and that'll keep the handguard from rotating around. It'll make it really snug. So other than the handguard itself and some screws and some wrenches and stuff, there's like this little block thing. Get to that in a minute. And then they actually give you one like short Picatinny section that's M-LOK compatible, you know, to go in the slots. So close up at the handguard itself. There we go. Markings on the bottom. There's the side. So I'll take a little bit of time to show this up close, so you guys can get an idea of sort of like the machining, and you know, it's really clean, it's really nice, it's light. And you might be able to tell that I've been sort of, as I get parts, you know, I got a Magpul grip on there now. As I get parts, I'm sort of upgrading this AK, and you know, I got this handguard now, so I'm going to do that, and then, you know, hopefully I'll get a better stock or a better looking stock anyway soon. But all right, so next thing we got to do is file this down, sand it down so that it fits in the front of the receiver. You guys may be able to tell there that I did file this a little bit already on both sides, and I was just using just a file that's in my toolbox. I don't think there's anything special about it. I don't think it's particularly cheap either, and it was not. I mean, I was like, I rubbed this thing on there like 5,000 times, and I did not get really any material removed from it. So that's a pretty hard plastic. I don't know if it's Delrin or what it is, but it's pretty abrasion resistant. So I'm actually going to get the Dremel out and try and buzz that down a little bit and get it to fit in the front of the receiver. All right, so there we have it. And you want to keep that as symmetric as you can. You know, just remove some material from each side evenly. And it fits in there pretty snug. I don't have to like beat it down in there or anything, but it is snug going in and out. All right, there's the anti-rotation block in the end of the handguard. We got a little dab of Loctite on the set screw here on the bottom, and it's all set. All right, so the next thing you want to do is clamp the handguard to the barrel. So you got your anti-rotation block there on the end. That's going to go in the front of the receiver. And then essentially there's just like a spot on the top of it kind of made onto the inside of the handguard where you put this little block. And there's 4 mounting screws that hold it down. All right, so we got those 4 screws tightened down and the gas tube put back on. And even though it doesn't show it in this frame, make sure you have the handguard cap on the front there slid back and the little lever flipped down before you put the gas tube back in. Yeah, it should look like this with the cap all the way slid back and the little lever flipped down so that it's locked into place. So 2 more set screws, one here and one here, that go through that bracket part. And those just you want to run in until they touch the gas tube, and put a little bit of Loctite on them. All right, then you can go ahead and put the top cover on, and you can see right there, it looks like the screw holes are a little bit off. The tip of the screw does go in, but it looks to be just a little bit off. All right, so all the screws are going in straight. They're not cross-threaded or anything, and the fact that they're tapered as much as they are, I think it's going to pull that top cover into position. So I'm just going to keep kind of going around one at a time and tightening these down and let it pull that cover into the spot where it belongs. So snugging those down evenly did work. They're all flush now. They didn't cross thread or anything like that. Pulled the cover right into position where it belongs, and they look good. So one more look at it there before I put the rest of it back together. And I was a little concerned when I first put it on, like when I first put it on the bottom of the barrel, that it would kind of be at an angle on the bottom there. It looked like it was sort of crooked, but actually I think it fits pretty nice. I think it's lined up pretty good. The gas tube looks like it's all straight and lined up and everything. So let's go ahead and put the bolt and the piston and everything back in it and see how it cycles. So there's what it looks like all put back together. Cycles fine, the bolt moves freely and everything. There's a little bit closer look. Like I said, I thought it looked a little crooked at first, but I think it's pretty straight and it looks pretty good now. So the instructions say to go ahead and let the Loctite cure for about 12 hours or overnight or whatever, which is fine for me because I'm going to head out to the range tomorrow to shoot it. So the Loctite's dry. I'm out here at the range. I got a little bit more sunlight, so I was going to show you a couple more shots of it and a little bit more of a close-up in the better lighting. But it does look good. I put the Picatinny rail section on that side just to kind of put it on to show you guys what it looks like. I don't really have anything to attach to it right now, and that's kind of where my fingers go naturally when I hold the gun, so I'll probably pop it back off until I have a good reason to put it on there somewhere. But here's a look at the other side of it. I think it turned out great. Let's go ahead and shoot it a little bit. Monarch seemed to run just fine through it, so we'll try some Wolf. So obviously the gas tube and the piston and everything are lined up properly. We still have good functionality from the rifle. One more look there at the Midwest Industries Universal AK-47-74. Let's try and get in here on the bottom to show you guys that, but it looks great. And I prefer M-LOK for sure, so I like that. And if you guys have any other questions about the rail or the installation or anything that I did, go ahead and drop a comment. I'll try and answer all the comments. And I appreciate you guys watching the ARFCOM YouTube channel. This is William signing off.